What up, NFL fans? We are back. Your boys. We're not talking fantasy though. We are talking NFL season right now. We're gonna go week
Hmm.
one. Give you our debate on who we think is gonna win, who we think is gonna lose for whatever reasons we have. So you're gonna listen up, all right? First game, we got Lions versus Chiefs. Of course, we all heard Travis Kelsey's probably not playing with his hyperextended knee.
Hmm.
Who y'all got?
Well, according to Caesar Sportsbook right now, Lions are a 6.5 point dog. But without Travis Kelsey and without Chris uh, wanting to get his contract, without those two being there, I'm gonna take the Lions to not only cover but to win.
I agree. I think they win by a touchdown, only because it's going to be funny.
I think it's gonna be like a I don't know. I think Andy Reid is going to be a little bit of exposed because this is the first time in how many years he's had to do this without Eric Bieniemy being the offensive coordinator in that place. And
I
having,
don't think that
I
that's
do, I
all.
do. I think Eric Bieniemy is a very good offensive coordinator, and it's hard to
And
just
I
replace
think
that.
Andy Reid is a freaking genius.
That's fine. You can think that, bro. But I'm telling you, when you lose an offensive coordinator who has helped your offense be as good as it has been, and then you don't have Travis Kelsey, like
Okay, I
we
can
agree
get
at the same
into
point. Why are we arguing right now? Hang on.
I was like, y'all picked the same.
but for different reasons. Because I
Sure.
don't feel like Andy Reid will get exposed. I think that the Chiefs will lose because they're not 100. That's
Okay,
why,
so
like, the
what?
loss to the Chiefs doesn't mean as much as a loss to the Lions would.
And so what
Because
I'm saying is, I'm not saying that the Chiefs are going to get exposed. I'm saying that Andy Reid is not going to be able to keep up because the Lions were good at one thing last year, and that was scoring points. Their offense is pretty potent,
yeah,
and
word.
and if they're able to score more, obviously they win the game. But I don't know if the Chiefs' offense without Travis Kelsey and with a brand new system that isn't run by Eric Bieniemy is going to be able to keep up with the Detroit Lions.
I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna call the Lions the winners, but not by much. If the Chiefs end up winning, it's gonna be by a couple touchdowns.
It
if
shouldn't though. They really shouldn't.
if the Lions lose this, is that a rocky start for a team that is already, I don't want to say has holes, but is pretty much filling in with a lot of young talent, Jamar Gibbs, Sam Laporta, like
It's like context of the game, meaning like if you're like throwing interceptions, golf's throwing interceptions, and they're not fucking winning the scrimmage line, that's a bad look on the Lions. But if like Andy Reid beats you with his brain like he did Philly, you can't blame those young guys. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
If the
Laporta,
Lions lose by a field goal or a touchdown, I don't think we look at this as like a rocky start, as so much as though like they're going against the best quarterback in the game, and
ever.
and they have an offensive genius at head coach, who should theoretically still be able to do everything that he was doing with the enemy without him. So, I don't think that necessarily hurts the Lions, but I do think that like it kind of if they don't keep this game close or they don't win, then I think people start to relook at the NFC North as like who could actually win that division. I think the
But on the
Vikings
flip
become the
side to
favorite.
that, if the Lions win this game, they could develop a level of confidence that will lead them to win this division before the midway of this season.
hundred
Like I
percent.
think they could go on a crazy run.
They could go on. They could win their first 6 or 7 games, I think. But I mean,
a
that,
lot
that comes with
riding.
confidence. Hopefully, they
Thursday
don't.
night.
Yeah,
Probably one of the only good Thursday nights that we're going to be having, just so y'all NFL fans know. Um, so we got Lions winning, right?
Right.
We'll move on to another now Sunday. Finally, Sunday, we have football, real football. We'll go into 49ers Steelers at Pittsburgh. Weather looks pretty much okay, overcast. Who y'all got?
Zach,
Take
go
the
ahead.
count.
Okay, fine.
I'll take it.
No, it's okay. I'll go. I'll go. Pittsburgh's only 2.5 point dogs in this game, which is kind of crazy. And maybe a little bit disrespectful to the 49ers. Uh, because I got the Niners winning this by probably at least a touchdown, maybe two scores.
Do you
Uh,
feel like that's also because the Niners are without Bosa? They're probably going to be without Kittle.
they're probably going to be without Kittle, but I also feel like this is the time for them to reestablish that Debo is an offensive threat. Which I'm not
I
saying that he
think
wasn't
Debo will.
last year,
I
but
don't. I will say it. He wasn't last year.
fair.
I think it's really hard for you to ask Debo to do that with CMC on that team. Like,
So, shout out to my boy Malik, I will say this: one of the biggest fantasy sleepers, and I know we're not talking fantasy football, but one of the people that me and him have been pretty high on so far this year is Brandon Ayuk. I think that he has a lot of potential to boom this year, and if he does, then
He's
I
the
mean,
best
losing
receiver on that team.
100%. And if Brock Purdy is actually a decent quarterback, and what we saw from him wasn't a flukish run, then Brandon Ayuk should eat this year 100%.
Oh,
And I
that
think
offense ate last year,
Oh, it did, but
and they're bringing it back.
the point about Debo is that they've come out and said, and I predicted that they were going to. They're going to use CMC in more of a cautious role, meaning they're not going to run the ball with him 30 times and also throw to him 20 times. So I think that they're going to reestablish Debo in that little flex-ish position where they run the ball with him, where maybe he's running the jet sweeps, or maybe they even throw the ball with CMC to Debo. Like I think there's a bunch of trick plays that you could see the Niners pull out this weekend, and I think that Kyle Shanahan, is up there with Andy Reid in offensive geniusness, where he could pull some stuff out.
Word, I agree with that.
100%.
I like Pittsburgh though. I want to be a fan of Pittsburgh. So
I
bad.
want Kenny Pickett to be good, but he got small hands. Bro.
I don't give a shit about it. I don't care.
Small hands.
Like George Pickens and Deontay. That's a good receiving core to me over there. Like I like that.
I think a lot of that Pittsburgh, it matters what Najee Harris actually is.
See, I think he's overrated.
He very well might be, but if they can't run the ball, they can't produce.
I think he loses his starting spot at some point.
I mean,
To
they got
Jalen Warren.
They got Jalen waiting in the wings.
Well, see, here's my thing. I don't think Najee is overrated. I think what's happening is he's running into the same shit that a lot of people before him did, is when they're coming to the realization that they got to the NFL and they're no longer a 3-down back. Like, it was fine at Alabama. Just think about Reggie Bush when he came to the league. He's like, oh, shit, you're good, but you can't give me 3 downs. And I think that's what you're going to see from Najee.
Very well good.
And for the benefit of the team, I mean, it's fine to, accept your role and keep going. But we got all of San Francisco winning this, right?
Word.
100%.
All right. San Francisco, we started off well. We'll go on to division matchup. Bengals versus the Browns in Cleveland. Slight rain, it looks like, going into Sunday morning at 12.
Zach, after you.
I'm gonna go the Bengals by 2 touchdowns. I don't know why I feel that way.
I think I do, but that's neither here nor there.
No, it has. I mean, you can't say it's because I hate Deshaun Watson because I'm.
I think it has something to do with it, but
I mean, Deshaun has nothing to do with Burrow hanging points up on that team.
That's
and
fair.
I actually feel like Cleveland's defense got better.
Okay. So Cleveland is 2.5-point dogs. It's at Cleveland. I feel like if the Browns are going to be anything this year, they have to win this game, right? I feel like this is the tone setter for that team. So I'm going to go Cleveland.
Okay.
I am afraid of Joe Burrow and that potent offense, though, especially adding Hayden Hurst. Like they have a ton of weapons. They have so many weapons. It all depends on how that run game goes and whether that defense can hang. Like they lost their starting safety last year, and now, I mean, Deshaun Watson has plenty of weapons in Cleveland.
You're talking about Jesse Bates leaving?
Yeah.
That defense is going to be better.
Okay.
Jesse Bates is not that good, bro. Like,
pretty sure he was ranked like 7th or 8th last year for the safety position.
Man, I don't give a shit who put him a number next to him. I watch. Jesse Bates is not.
You can
that,
watch,
like,
but analytics don't lie.
That defense is going to be better. You just watch. They drafted a pass rusher. That defense is good, bro.
I'm not saying it's not going to be good, but I'm saying to say that they lose the 8th or 9th best safety in the NFL, and we're like, they're going to be better because of it. That's crazy.
Negative.
Right, so we got.
They're going to be negative when they lose their fucking safety.
And then 2, if you want me to hate on Deshaun Watson, I will. If there's one thing I learned from Deshaun Watson playing as a Houston Texan, is you lose all productivity from whatever running back you have. He diminishes.
That's not going to happen with Nick Chubb.
I cut him. I didn't keep him in the league. I knew what happened. If you do it to every running back that you ever had behind you in Houston where they just got worse playing with you, I don't think Nick Chubb is the exception.
I mean, I think Nick Chubb is the best pound-for-pound back in the NFL right now.
I agree.
As a downhill runner. But I don't know if Deshaun diminishes him that hard. Go ahead, Nick.
I don't want to go with Cleveland, but I feel in the rain you have the better running back. I'll go with you. And also, you're lucky that Joe Burrow is coming off of injury.
Yeah,
We don't know what we're getting yet.
that's a fair point
But
too.
if I had to put money on it, I'm still going with Joey Ice in his veins Burrow because that's a
Yes,
bad man.
sir. Joey B.
But I'll go with Cleveland. Zach got Cincinnati. Calvin got Cleveland.
Yep.
Oh, that felt disgusting. All right. Moving on to this banger of a game. Buccaneers versus Vikings. Of course, Minnesota indoors. No weather. Don't worry about it. Who y'all got?
Tampa's 6-point dogs. I feel like this is one of those. I think this is a trap game. You know, this is one of those games that shouldn't be close for Minnesota. It shouldn't be close. Minnesota should beat them by 2 scores easily. But for whatever reason, I can't shake the feeling that this is going to be a close game. I don't know why.
I think it might be close.
I think it's going to be a close game. I think we're going to come down to like a last drive kind of situation to see whether they can win it or not.
Nah, I think it'll be like a 6-point game. Like more, it'd be like 5
You
or
and
6
Vegas
point
agree?
game. More than a fucking. Yeah, that's just how I feel, and I think the Vikings pull it. This is gonna be a come out party for somebody. Probably gonna be Jordan Addison, maybe.
It could be a Jordan Addison come out game. It could be a TJ Hawkinson come out game. It could be an Alexander.
Nah,
Madison
the
come out game.
linebacker core in Tampa's too good to let TJ go off. I mean, I could see it, but I also know that like Devin White shit the bed last year, but he can keep up with any tight end in the league.
This could also be the game that like Alexander Madison comes out and says that he wasn't just living in Dalvin Cook's shadow and that he's an actual 3-down back.
Baker Mayfield may drop 5 tutties.
Okay, let's be realistic here.
Hey, he might.
Whatever. I want to know what the over/under is points on this, but I'm probably going under anything 42. I don't think this game goes over 42 points in total.
I don't know. You're talking about 2 terrible defenses.
Yeah, but I mean, okay. So what we're trusting is that Baker and Kirk Cousins are going to score at least 6 touchdowns.
I can see Kirk.
I was gonna say I have no issue with believing that Kirk Cousins is gonna move the ball.
I can see him scoring 3.
Yeah. Well, it's not a national game, so he should be fine. Also.
True. No limelight. Over 42.
Yeah.
Easily bet over 42. And it's at 1 o'clock. What am I thinking?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, idiot. You're right. Give me the Minnesota Vikings by 27.
Jeez. All right, we all got Vikings. Sorry, Bucks fans. Enjoy your Super Bowl from years ago. Another banger right here. Arizona Cardinals versus the Washington football team because that commander's name is stupid. They're playing in FedEx Field, of course. Light rain also, it looks like. Who y'all got?
That's gonna be a slaughter.
Yeah,
Washington's gonna slaughter that team.
I'm in 100% agreement right now. The Commanders are favored by 7 points. I feel like, if I'm not mistaken, that is the highest line. Nope, never mind. There's one higher than that, but I'm not going to disrespect you guys like that right now. Give me the Commanders by 21.
It's probably gonna be something like that.
Yeah.
The Sam Howell show. Let's go, baby.
I think Sam Howell's a dog, by the way. I think he's going to be a really good quarterback.
I actually like him.
Me too. I think he's a little bit better than Taylor Heineke.
I don't want to say a lot better, but I think he's a different player. Like,
100%, but I think like he'll fit more in Washington than Taylor did.
Your coach
for sure.
believes in you.
Yeah.
Arizona, just
Especially-
enjoy it. You know, maybe you suck so bad you get the first pick. I mean, if Caleb wants to go to your team, if he doesn't, he'll probably just stay in. But yeah, good luck. Moving on to another division game, we have Jaguars versus Anthony Richardson's first game of the season, indoors in Colts Stadium. Who y'all got?
Zach, go ahead.
I'm gonna go with. This is a little bit tougher than you think.
Is it? Is
It kind of is, bro. Because
Yeah, like, is it though? You know what I'm
because
saying?
I mean
Yep. Is
the,
it?
the secondary on both of these teams are weak.
Very much so. Very
I
much
think
so.
I'll go with Jacksonville by 10 points.
This is a tough one. It goes Jacksonville by 2 scores. Jaguars are favored by 5. I think they easily cover that and win the game, especially with no Jonathan Taylor. Like, there's nobody to like bring that box in and then go over the top with.
Because the reason that okay, think about it. Like the defense for Jacksonville, their D line and their linebacking core, they're all just big ass pass rushing dudes. There's a real possibility that AR gets loose.
Oh, sure, 100%. I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't think you realize the strength of, like, we played Jacksonville. You can get loose on that team.
Sure.
So there's a chance that Anthony Richardson could do some shit on that day.
Passing or rushing?
Eventually, I think that eventually the rushing will lead to the passing.
Because my bold take for Anthony Richardson is that he rushes for 100 yards in his first game. He's going to have to.
I don't think that's a bold take at all. I think that would almost dare say that
for a quarterback.
But that team needs you to do it. That they legitimately need you to do it.
They drafted you for that reason. It felt like.
And think about all the plays that Steichen drew up for Jalen Hurts to just run the ball.
I hate that name, by the way. I hate it.
What?
Steichen. It's just a horrible name. But
what?
Steichen.
Mom.
I'm playing this. Like, yeah.
I'm still going Jacksonville by 10 because they're gonna shred that fucking secondary in Indy.
Give me Jacksonville by a score. I'm gonna go by 7.
Word.
At 7, they got the ball and they could easily score again, but they just keep running and punting.
I think it's indoors. I think Christian Kirk is gonna kick off where he started with his boy. Sunshine. All right, we'll move on to another AFC team: Houston Texans versus Baltimore Ravens.
I knew it was coming. I knew who we played.
In Baltimore, light rain. It seems like.
I'm honest. I'm not backing off of what I said. Like, I got Baltimore by 14. I said it in a Bayou City video. Like, I'm not unrealistic, bro. I know what's up.
Yeah.
I mean, as a Texans fan, I just need to see you play well.
So the Ravens are favored by 10, which is the highest line this week. Give me Baltimore probably by 2 scores.
I'm saying, like, it's not unrealistic to think that's going to happen. You know what I mean?
No, it's not unrealistic. But I do think that, like, new coach, new culture. This is another, in my opinion, a trap game. Not so much in the, like, they could lose, but, like, the betting line at 10 points, it could be a lot closer than that. Like, if the defense plays well for the Texans, then I could see this game being like a 3-point game.
Our defense is always going to play well because we have a good defense. It was underrated last year, and I think that it'll be better this year. Houston needs to get takeaways. If you could get 2 takeaways, we'll stay within a touchdown.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I think this is a trap game. I think some people will look at that 10-point line and probably bet the under just to try to squeeze some money out of Vegas. I might. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, give me the Ravens to win, but I might go under on that 10-point line.
Does Lamar blow up on this team? He is a running quarterback. I mean, and the Texans defense has struggled on stopping the run.
Yes, but also to your point yesterday on that amazing Bayou City Boys video, it's like, well, the tape that's against us from the preseason where the quarterback ran on us, that's third string shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna blame Perriman and Christian Harris and Blakeman and Will Anderson for what that third string guy did. So yeah. I could see it, but it's one of those things where Lamar's just gonna be Lamar. If you get 80, I'm kind of cool with it. Yeah. If you get 140, we are fucked.
Okay, so if I put the line for Will Anderson sacks on tomorrow's game at 2, over or under? Under 2 sacks?
Yeah, it's not easy to get Lamar.
I know it's not, but that's why I said 2 sacks. You don't think he gets a sack?
No, I think he'll get a sack maybe.
Okay.
I can give you, because you have to understand how Houston is probably the most throwback D-line in football right now, in the sense that we have ridiculous speed off the edges and power straight up the middle.
Sure.
So like I could see the edges pushing him up in the pocket towards the fatties, and then he blitzing linebacker.
Towards the
So, so I mean, in theory, Will Anderson's still doing his job because he's applying pressure. You know.
Sure. Absolutely.
All right.
Real quick, before we move on, over under 43.5 points in the game.
Under.
I'm going under as well.
Yeah, I can see the under. Move on to the first overall pick in the draft. Panthers versus Falcons division game indoors at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Bryce versus Bijan.
Man,
Bryce
I don't know if this is a hot take or not. I'm going Bryce. I think that Carolina defense can cover whatever is thrown at him.
So the line is 3.5 points, dog for Carolina.
31 to 49.
I picked Carolina to win this game by at least a touchdown. Just because, I mean, last year the Falcons had a good running back.
Mm-hmm.
They still lost how many games?
Still got Kyle Pitts.
With Mariota playing good.
100%. And now you have Ritter, who wasn't playing as well, per se. They still have no idea, and I pray to God that they do find out what they're doing with Kyle Pitts. Drake London is obviously a weapon, but that defense is still atrocious. There's so many holes on that defense.
I think the question is do you think Carolina can run the ball in Atlanta?
I think
what
people are really undervaluing Miles Sanders right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Carolina will be able to run. I think Carolina will probably have 150 rushing yards in this game.
If Carolina can run the ball in Atlanta with as good as I think their defense is, they will. They'll be. You're right. They'll win by a touchdown.
And not to mention the fact that like people are sleeping on Adam Thielen and DJ Chark. That's not a bad wide receiver core by any means.
It is bad. Quit lying.
It's
bad.
not bad.
It's
for
bad,
a rookie quarterback.
Bad. I could promise you that there ain't nobody in that defensive locker room scheming a double team on either one of them fools.
All right, so what are we putting the bet on? How many yards for Adam Thielen? Give me a number.
52.
I'll bet you $20 he gets over 52 receiving yards.
Bet.
Done. You heard it here first.
Is he like 37 or some shit?
He's gonna have like 120.
Hayden Hurst is like 75, and then John Domingo is like 19 coming in. I'm not a Miles Sanders fan, so you lost me right when you said his name. I was like,
no, Listen, Miles Sanders being disrespected wildly
by me.
Also,
exactly by me.
Doug Peterson's the coach of that team. No, not Doug Peterson. Frank Wright. So I think he'll figure out how to use Miles Sanders. I'll take Panthers. I'll take Panthers by a touchdown.
Panthers by a tutty.
Alrighty, Panthers. Yeah, I'm going Panthers though. I like your Bijan, but your tight end is terrible. And...
Over under 39.5 points. Thoughts?
Over under 39. Oh.
I'm looking at like a 21-10 game, honestly. No,
I was thinking. I think they'll cover that.
You think so?
I was thinking it was going to be more like a 24-17 game.
Okay. You think the Falcons are putting up 17?
Don't get it wrong. You got Brian Burns and the Brown kid, and you got a good secondary, but I still think the Falcons can run the ball.
Oh, 100% they can. That was their biggest strength last year.
But I feel like they'll get a touchdown off of one touchdown. Like they can't dominate a game in any facet, but they can get a touchdown off of. They'll get a passing one, they'll get a running one. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a field goal. That's why I just see like 17.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. Okay, I'm still taking the under. Just I feel like this is going to be a lower scoring game. Like I said, I was going to say 21-10, but like 17-10 even makes me feel okay. Like
you probably more right than I am because I'm intoxicated. So I'm just telling you. Asked me how I felt, so I told you.
Fair enough.
All right, moving on to the next one. Tennessee Titans versus New Orleans Saints at New Orleans indoors. We got
Saints are favored by 3, and I
was gonna say New Orleans by probably 8.
By 8?
Yeah, more than a touchdown. I can't really give them 10 though.
That's fair. Give
Dude,
me.
New Orleans is the most. They're probably going to be a top 3 to 5 defense in the NFL this year.
Oh, I have no doubts about that. I'm. This might be a hot take, but give me New Orleans by 3 scores.
Ooh,
Chris Olave come out party.
I think this is a Chris Olave come out party. I think Jamal Williams is going to have like a rushing touchdown or two because that's just what he does. And I genuinely think that Derek Carr is going to go on a little bit of a revenge tour to start the year because he wants to show that he's still worth it.
Listen,
He deserves it.
on my hate the things I hate about football, the Tennessee Titans are on that list. Like there will never be nothing about that team that I will ever love, ever.
They got your jerseys though. You love
But
those.
I don't give a shit. Keep them. But there is one thing that I can tell you about playing Tennessee and why I can't agree with the 3 touchdowns.
Mike Vrabel.
No, he's a fucking idiot. It's really hard to score a lot of points against them because they typically win time of possession running the ball that much.
Sure, 100%.
So unless you're literally making giant big plays all the time, it's hard to get up ahead of them like that.
But I think that they will though. I think Olave is going to have a huge day.
I think Chris Olave gets 2 tutties.
2 tutties is a very, very. I think that's expected of him week 1.
I think the atmosphere of Carr getting there, and they said how the locker room changed. We talk about it with a lot of teams. I think that revenge.
It's a leadership change.
Yeah.
I would actually dare say this might be the worst defense that Vrabel had going into a season too.
100%, not even questionable in my opinion. Over under 41 points.
Over.
I got over as well.
All right, let's move on to the 325 games.
Woo!
These are some good ones. Dolphins versus Chargers in Inglewood, indoor stadium. Who you got?
Chargers are favored by 3.
I was gonna say Chargers by like 3 to a touchdown. Something like that. I'll take
Dolphins.
that Chargers. Ooh.
Give me the Dolphins by a touchdown.
Okay.
Just because I feel like Tua is going to start the same way he did last year. This might be a reoccurring theme with him and Kyler Murray, where like for the first 7 weeks they dominate, but for different reasons they both fall off. AKA a COD comes off of one of them, and then the other one just sucks. So.
Well, not to use an excuse, but Jalen Ramsey's hurt. So your secondary is not as good as it's supposed to be in Miami, and you're about to go up against the most dangerous wide receiver room in football. I think I'm going to take the Chargers.
I've got no problem with that.
Keenan Allen actually healthy for once.
Yes.
All right, so week 1 he'll probably be healthy. After that he probably won't be. So I'm gonna go with the Chargers for week 1. I think Austin Eckler is also him and Herbert. Herbert had played terrible last year, so I think they're gonna. But I think this is gonna be probably one of the more fun games to watch because if I'm wrong, I'm cool with it because this is gonna be fun. Man.
This is the number 1 highest for Sunday. This is the highest over/under line for scoring in the game. It's set at 51 points.
Ooh.
I think they get there.
Vegas is expecting a barn burn, and I'm with you. I think they get there.
Yeah, these 2 high-octane offenses. Moving on, Eagles versus Patriots in Gillette Stadium.
I think this is going to be a lot closer than people think.
Okay.
I think the Eagles defense is fucking good. So the Patriots are going to have a real hard time doing anything. But I think that the Patriots defense is a little underrated.
Interesting.
So I'll take Philly by 5.
That's ironic you say that. The line is currently sitting at 4.
Well, see.
Philly's favored by 4. So you and Vegas are in tune. However, I have a hard time believing that the Patriots are going to keep this close. So give me the Eagles by 10 to 17, somewhere in that range.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, after hearing about the Patriots, Juju's knee and everything, I was like, y'all don't have nobody over there. And then y'all couldn't even figure out a damn backup quarterback. So I don't know what's going on with y'all. Give me the Eagles by a tutty,
Line is at 45 for points scored in the game.
Fuck, man. I might have to take the under on that.
I'm going under.
Yeah.
I'm going under heavily.
This is one of them games that'll end up with the wacky ass number. It'd be like 22-12 or some shit.
I was gonna say 25 to like 7, but yeah, I'm with you. 45 points for that game is insanely high, in my opinion. But
let's go on.
Yep.
To we'll start with some of these Rams and Seahawks.
Seahawks easy.
Seahawks by 2 scores. Next.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
There's not much to say.
No, they're favored by 5. Pick them to cover. What is the over-under at for points? It's at over-under 45.5. I don't think it gets close to that.
Way under. Way under.
We're looking at like a 21-7 game. So.
Oh man! All right, well, Rams fans, good luck. Next one, the Raiders versus the Broncos. Let's ride, country.
Broncos favored by 3.5.
I was gonna say I'll go Broncos by a touchdown.
It's gonna be a good Jimmy G versus
No Jimmy G revenge
Jimmy
game, huh?
Russell.
I don't think Jimmy G has the mental capacity to pull off a revenge game. He's so dumb. I don't like him at all.
He's so dumb. I don't like him at all.
It's because, like, I don't want to shit on the Raiders fan. It's not your fault that I think he's dumb. It's his fault I think he's dumb. Like, I'm not even a Niners fan, and I would watch those games and be like, this team is so good, but it's only a matter of time before he fucks it up. You know what I mean? And y'all paid him to come over there, so maybe it is y'all's fault.
Okay. Give me the Broncos. But I think this game is way bigger than a 4-point spread, personally. I think we're looking at like a 10-17.
Okay. If Javonte is healthy and they run it,
he is.
Blowout. But you don't know that.
I do.
You don't.
I do.
But even if he doesn't have the greatest game, I still think the Broncos win.
I think Samaje Perine catches like 7 or 8 balls for like 50 to 60 yards, and I think he's like a little bit of a shock factor in this game.
I was going to say that about Marvin Mims.
Could see that too. Could see that too.
That guy. Sean Payton said we went and got him for a damn reason. So.
Fair enough.
And he knows how to use those guys.
I also don't like Jimmy G either, so I'm not even going to pick them probably in any week unless it's against like Arizona or something. So yeah, give me the Broncos by, I'll say a touchdown. I think one of those running backs does well though for the Broncos. Last 325 game, which is a good one.
Yes, sir.
Green Bay Packers versus the Chicago Bears in Chicago.
May I have the room for a second?
Sure.
Vegas, what the fuck are you thinking? You have the Chicago Bears favored to win this game by a point. It's by a point. That's fair. But by a point? Do you not know who we are? We are the back-to-back Hall of Fame quarterback having, and soon to be 3-time in a row, soon to be Hall of Fame quarterback having team that is going to continue to own the Chicago Bears. I don't know if you know this or not, but when Aaron Rodgers left, he handed the transfer of ownership of the Chicago Bears over to Jordan Love. Give me the Packers by 14.
Ooh, you're
Packers by 14.
You
Packers
might
by 14.
eat crow about that.
Packers by 14.
Fuck, this is.
Sean Gary has 2 sacks, by the way.
I'm going with the Packers because I'm more of a Packers fan than a Bears fan. But Aaron Jones is going to have to ball out, son.
I think Christian Watson's going to be the one that balls out. But think about that. That Bears secondary, it's okay. But Christian Watson's got speed, dog. All it takes is one slant, and he goes, and it's a touchdown, dude. Statistically speaking, he's almost as fast as Tyreek Hill when he gets to his top speed.
But I don't think he's even the fastest player on your team.
Who do you think is?
That Reed kid y'all got from Michigan State.
Yeah, he's a bad man, ain't he?
That's a bad motherfucker. Yeah.
Jane Reed, that's a bad man. We gave up one and got 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. I think we all agree. I mean, you and I, we got Packers.
Who are you taking, Nick?
I was not going with the Bears. I have so many people I dislike on this team.
I didn't want to speak for you.
Yeah, I do still. I'm glad you stayed with Justin Fields. Thank you, Chicago.
Yeah, idiots.
That's cool with me. I
You
still
don't have
think
1,000
that
rushing yards for nothing.
you're going to be one of the bigger upsets this year of not reaching your potential. But yeah, give me Green Bay.
By
Um,
14.
now we move on to Sunday night.
Okay.
We got Giants versus Cowboys
Woo!
in MetLife.
Shit. Go ahead, Zach.
Man, I don't give a fuck if we suited up for the Giants on Sunday, son. I ain't picking the Cowboys. I'll take I'll take the Giants by 10.
Vegas has this as a 3.5 point dogs for the Giants.
Oh, it's okay.
I disagree. I think the Giants are going to win by 10.
I have no reason behind that. I just will not pick the Cowboys.
I do. I have two reasons, actually.
All right,
because
good. Can I borrow one?
Sure, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. I thought you just pulled one out
No,
of
you
your
could
ass.
have borrowed
Okay.
a year.
No, you said you had
So
two.
Zach's reason, right? Number one, the Giants last year were not very good or efficient at all at passing the ball. As a matter of fact, it was probably the biggest weakness on the team.
Mhm.
They got a guy named Jalen Hyatt from Tennessee who was lighting up college football Saturdays last year. And I think he's going to do the same thing for the New York Giants this year. That's the excuse you can borrow. My excuse, and or rather my reason, is they got a guy from Las Vegas who people started sleeping on for some reason. Granted, he did do crack at one point, but nonetheless, Darren Waller is going to be the number one target in New York, and I think they're going to efficiently move the ball. The play action is going to be disgusting because A, he can block, and when people come in to take that block, he's going to slip out for a lot of short yardage passing routes. I think Danny Dimes is going to eat this game. I think this is.
I'm being completely fair. I don't think Dallas's defense is very good.
I think they have great players, but they are missing spots.
No, they have
Diggs
a
and
great
Parsons.
player.
They have a
Uno.
couple good
Diggs and
players.
Parsons,
One.
bro.
They have a couple good players.
Diggs
One.
and Parsons,
Uno.
bro.
No
They
mas.
have a couple good players. Thank you.
Uno.
Give me the Giants by 10.
I will say this. I do think that they got better on their receiver core. I do feel that they are not going to understand how losing Dalton Schultz is going to affect them, how Tony Pollard being the number one. Not saying he's going to have a bad season. I think he's going to have a really good season. But who is the number two behind him is going to be a question also. Their coach sucks ass, if we're being honest. And then Dak
Facts.
Prescott's going to throw an interception here or there at some point. So
But
that's
on the
what
plus
I'm
side,
saying.
they got Trey Lance. So
True. And so now let the rumors begin. Cowboys, good luck on your Super Bowl tour. We're not picking you.
you're so stupid. They
So
went to
far,
get Trey
too.
Lance.
All right, last game. We get Buffalo Bills, New York Jets, Monday Night Football.
I'm excited to watch this game.
Yeah, me too.
We got guys.
You want it first, or you want me to?
Nah, go for it, player.
Give me the Hall of Fame quarterback coming into his new team with a great defense and a head coach who has balls to win a game in Buffalo. Is it in Buffalo or is it in Green or in
It
New York?
is in MetLife Stadium.
Oh yeah, okay, even better at home. I think the Bills lose their first game. New York's a 2.5 point dogs. The Packers kind of kept it competitive last year with Aaron Rodgers against Buffalo, and then
Buffalo's defense is not very good to me either.
right, and now you gave Rodgers a better maybe not a better offensive line, but you gave him a good running back room. You gave him a significantly better receiving room, and you gave him an offensive coordinator who he has had numerous seasons of success with.
But
Like-
you also got to think that man, Buffalo's going to ring some points up though. I think.
Oh, 100%. I think they're going to score, but I think that the Jets are going to score more.
I'll say this: whatever team can rush for 100 yards wins that game.
I think I'll take the combination of Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook to rush for 100 yards before I take James
I'm gonna have to
Winston.
agree with you
James
in that.
Harris.
On that, and the Jets have by far the better defense. I'm gonna go with the Jets, but it's gonna be close. I'll take the Jets by a field goal.
I think, honestly, and this is not me trying to play prediction or anything along those lines, but I think the game ends with a Sauce Gardner pick on Josh Allen.
Ooh. Well, I'm not gonna say nothing like that because
I am.
Well, obviously because you said it.
And then they get you get the little, and then they rub it out on Josh Allen. That'd be a sick ass celly. Probably get 15 yards for celebrations, but Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, it'll be close. I'll take the Jets by a field goal.
I'll take the Jets by. I'm gonna go by.
Keep
7.
it close. I was about to say keep it close, bro. Don't wish for a shitty blowout.
No,
on the
God,
first
no,
Monday
no,
night
God,
game.
no. This is the only good Monday night game we get for a while. I'm not hoping or praying for a blowout.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Jets. I think they figure it out, riding that wave of excitement. Even with
Also-
Brees doing whatever the hell he's doing.
They got Hard Knocks this year too. Like they got the power of Hard Knocks.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind, I'm switching my pick. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I do feel like Aaron Rodgers might be more excited to play football now than he has in a long time, and he'll play better.
Relax.
He looks happier than he has in a long time.
He has a receiver. He has receivers.
He's got a 17 again, and may I say he's pretty comparable in skill.
All right, NFL fans, let us know if you agree. Cowboys fans, I know you're not. You can comment whatever you want to do. Like, subscribe to the network. We got you covering all NFL content coming up for your teams, except for you Dallas Cowboys. We also got we also got fantasy football content every Sunday at 8 in the morning Central Time. Be on the lookout. We got you covered on all stuff when it comes to parlays, when it comes to sleepers, when it comes to injury reports, everything. So make sure you like, subscribe, put the little notification bell on so you can get us. You got any questions, drop them in the comments. We will answer them because we ain't got nothing else to do nowadays. That being said, you got anything else to add, boys?
Football's back, baby.
Let's
Enjoy
get
week
it.
1.
Let's
We
get
waited
it.
for
Let's
months.
get Red Zone ready.
How much I'm working for this? I swear my dreams are too important.